Good morning everybody, welcome to your Friday morning functional fit with me, Kirsty. Lovely to have you with us, whether you are new today, whether it's your first time doing functional fit or you've been here before, maybe this is your second week or your third week, so we're working on progressing a little bit. It is lovely to have you with us, and I really mean that. You are more than welcome. These classes are for absolutely everyone, no matter where you are, no matter who you are welcome to join us, and we love having you with us. It's been a pleasure to be teaching you, and I hope we can keep going all the way through lockdown. Keep a little bit of a schedule, keep a little bit of exercise in your life. So yeah, lovely to have you with us from me and all the team. We are working on our functional fit this morning, so we are doing safe and sustainable movements, working our full body, using that mind-muscle connection, getting to know your body, getting to see how it works, getting to maybe try and improve it a little bit, work on our multiple muscle groups at once. We are doing a nice controlled slow workout, so you don't need to be pushing yourself or hurting yourself to get good results. That's the basis of functional fitness. We are going to focus on sort of learning to execute all the moves as well as we can and doing them with intention. So we never use the word perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone's going to look different when they do this, but we're working on just trying to do the best that we can. So whether you do 1 rep or 2 reps, as long as you connect that mind to that muscle and you do them as well as you can and you really move through the movement, that's perfect. You don't have to be doing every single move as fast as I am or as many as I am, but we are just going to work slow and controlled, no rush, no timers, no buzzers, nothing like that, just nice and chill today. So the intention is, just to kind of learn our bodies and do a bit better. So let's get started with our warm-up. I've got a slightly different camera angle today. You're getting a little bit of a different view of my kitchen, just so I can kind of fit everything in the frame and hopefully you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So hopefully that works out. So we're coming down to our warm-up. So we're going to come on to our all fours, so our tabletop position. So we have our knees under our hips and our hands under our shoulders. We're going to tuck the tailbone and flatten off the back, so we're not like a way down and we're not way up. We're just in the middle, nice and comfortable. What we're going to do is we're going to go through some thoracic openers, so opening up our upper back. We're going to bring our left hand into the middle of the mat to support that body, so kind of underneath your chin. We're going to bring our right hand up to our temple. We're going to pop our elbow down towards our hand and then open up, stretching out the chest. We're not moving our body. Lower body stays still, opening up and repeat. We're going to go for 3 on each side, so set your stance, get ready, here we go. So reach down and then open up, turn head slightly, stretching out that chest, return, bring up, and 3, good. So we're going to switch hands, so our right hand comes down to the middle of our mat, left hand comes up, and let's go for our 3. So really stretch out through the upper back. We're mobilising through that thoracic spine. Last one. Whew, excellent. We're going to bring it up into a plank position. You can stay on your knees if you need to, or you can bring it up into a plank. We're going to start bringing each leg through and dropping. So you have your front leg through, knee comes forward, drop those back toes, take a little stretch, and then we're going to switch. So this is like your pigeon pose if you do yoga or Pilates. So let's go. We're going to do a few on each side. Drop those toes, really stretch it out. So we're stretching out through the glutes, through the hips. Keep that chest nice and high. Good. And try and move through nice and smooth. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Last one, excellent. Come and sit with your feet in front of you. So you have your feet flat on the ground, back up nice and straight. You can use those hands to help support you. Don't sink in, don't lie back. Nice and straight and tall. And we're just going to drop the knees side to side, trying to keep that bum on the ground. So we're not kind of going like this. We're just trying to keep our bum on the ground and then push our knees as far down. You might get your knees on the floor, you might not. I've got a few inches from my knees in the floor, that's okay. But we're just starting to ease off into those hip muscles. Good. Let's go 1 more each side. Excellent, perfect. So We're going to roll over. We're going to come onto our fronts. So lying down, we've got our hands, let me just shift back a little bit. We've got our hands under our chins. Lying down, we're going to drop our feet and have the top of our toes on the ground, so lying out nice and flat. And we're just going to come up using our back and hover and then return. So we're just squeezing into the lower back. Keep breathing. So when you come up and hold for a second, just feel the squeeze in your back muscles and return. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it up, just roll it back, stretch it out, give your back a little stretch, and then slowly come up to a standing position. We're going to work on our glutes in the back of our body. So we're going to have our feet slightly wider than hips, toes turned out slightly. You can have it, if you need to come wider by the way for your mobility, come wider. We're going to drop down into a low squat, so this is where I can go to. You might be here or here, just as low as you can. Hold it for a second. We're going to pop our hands on the ground and then push our hips up. Straighten up our legs. Try and lift your hips towards the ceiling. And then return. Back down. Hands come down. Push those hips up. So you're drawing your kneecaps, your hips up towards the ceiling. So you'll feel that stretch up the hamstrings. Return. Feel a little squeeze in the glutes. Up. Last one. Down and hold. And bring up. Good. So slowly roll it up. Roll your spine up. Head comes up last. We're just going to go for some shoulder circles. Nice, easy shoulder rolls. So hands forward. Just windmilling. So come right through that full range of motion. And then come back the other way. Whew. So we do a nice long warm-up, a nice dynamic warm-up, so that our whole body's ready to work. Good, just give me some shoulder shrugs, up and down. Ease off through that shoulder joint. Good, come forward. Lovely, if you have a drink, grab a drink. We're going to get ready to go into our first set of movements. That down. So when we do our movements, we do a body part at a time. So we're starting with our glutes. So our glutes are our biggest muscle group in our body. Strong, powerful, big muscle group. Take a lot of work, take a lot of action. We are going to start every section with an activation. So we are working on turning on those muscles and start to really feel them. So you're going to activate, you're going to switch them on, and you're going to really feel where I'm saying that we're working. And then we're going to do a movement to help support that. So our activation for our glutes. We're just going to do one activation this week. The past 2 weeks we've done 2 activations and 1 move. We're going to do 1 big activation and then 2 different moves for your glutes. So our activation, we're going to come and lie down on our backs, press your shoulder blades into your mats. We're going to have our knees up near our bums, so inch or 2 away. And we're just going to roll up and drive up into that glute bridge. So we're squeezing our glutes up nice and flat, we're tucking our pelvis under, and our upper body should be nice and flat. Hands stay on the ground, so you're up almost on your shoulder blades, and we're just going to hold it here and we're really going to squeeze. So get ready to get into that position. We're going to hold it for 30 to 40 seconds and we're going to try and keep squeezing and pushing up the whole way. So that's going to really activate and switch on. So you'll start to feel a bit tired, you might feel a bit achy. Keep pushing, keep it up. So let's get ready to go. So in position, heels under toes, flat on the ground, push through the heels, lift up, and we're going to hold. So make sure you're squeezing in those glute muscles. You're drawing them in as far as you can towards the ceiling. You're pulling your navel down towards your spine, and that pelvis is tucked in, and you're pushing down through the heels. So you're going to really clench, squeezing up, pushing up. You're really going to feel those glutes now. You're going to feel them start to ache a little bit, that's okay. Keep pushing. Don't let yourself drop. Keep up as high as you can. Push down through those heels. Keep holding. You've got about 10 seconds left. Stay up. 5, 3, 2, 1. Release. So you roll down. Excellent. Come up. So we're really switched on through the back of the body. We're really switched on those glutes. We're going to bring it up. and we're going to work on some squat variations. So what I want you to do is come into your slightly narrower squat. So we have our feet just wider than hips. You can turn those toes out slightly. I find if my toes are turned out, I can get a little bit lower, but play about with it. See how you feel. If you've done squats before, you'll know what your kind of set stance is. What we're going to do is we're going to work on squat pulses. So we're going to come down and we're going to stay at the bottom of the move. So like with our warm-up and our activation, we came to the top of the move and we stayed. We're going to come down and we're just going to hold it and pulse at the bottom. We're going to count to 30, so 30 pulses, so around about 30 seconds. So what it's going to look like, you're going to keep your chest up, shoulders back. You're going to pull that core in nice and tight. We're going to come down and we're just going to stay here. So little tiny pulses, a few inches up or down. And we're going to stay there until we'll count to 30. Once I've counted to 30, we'll stop. So if you've not gotten there, that's absolutely fine. You're going to go at your own pace. We're going to try and stay down the whole time. So what I want you to think about is connecting that mind to that muscle. Your mind's going to tell you to give up before your muscles do. Your mind's going to say, oh, that hurts, I'm going to come up. Try and hold it for a little bit longer. It's not about hurting yourself. It's just about learning where your muscles can take you to. So it's just about controlling the move and pushing through a little bit longer. So let's go down. So set your stance. And remember, we're counting to 30, so 30 little pulses if you can. Chest up. Let's get ready. Down we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pushing those knees out over our toes. 8, 9, 10. Little pulses. Push that bum back and down. 15, halfway there. 20, are you still with me? Push through. 25, 28, 29, 30. Can we hold? For 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. So you should be on fire. Your glutes, even into your quads, should be really feeling that. So we really push through there. So you would probably have given up halfway, but by just focusing and pushing through, you're keeping your muscles under tension and you're helping them to grow and you're helping them to be controlled by you rather than the other way around. Excellent. So our next move, we're going to bring the feet wider. So we're going to turn the toes out, so we're standing knees over toes. Again, chest up nice and high, draw everything in. We're going to go into our sumo squats. So we're going to come down. And again, it might not look like this. You might not be able to go quite as far. You might be able to go further. Whatever it looks like for you. So you're pushing your knees towards the back of the room. You're going to feel the stretch right in the inside of your thighs into those glutes so the bum comes back and down. We're going to lift, alternate heels, and we're going to count to 30. So we're really, really working hard now. So let's get ready to go. Set your stance in 3, 2, 1. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're holding that bum as low as we can, keeping those glutes right under tension. 12, 13, 14, halfway. Keep pushing nice and low. If you need to come up, shake it out, come back down again as soon as you're ready. That's 20, nearly there. So feeling it right in here, feeling it back here. Keep going. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring up. Excellent. Shake those legs out. Give yourself a little break. You have fired up those glutes. If you're not feeling it in those glutes, whew, I don't know where you are, but lucky you. Good. So we've done the back of our body, we've done that big muscle grip. We're going to move around into the front. So we have 2 moves here. We're going to start with our activation. Coming back down again. We're going to sit with our legs out in front of us. Feet nice and straight. We're going to flex our feet, pushing our toes up towards the ceiling. Hands come back to support us. Again, we're not sinking in. Up, nice and tall. Pull that chest out, spine nice and straight. We're going to lift the right leg. We're going to bring it over the body this time. Out to the side, back to the middle, and down. We're going to do the right leg first. We're going to go 3 times on the right and 3 times on the left. We're going to think about pulling that kneecap up towards our body, flexing those toes, and really working into that quad muscle. So the quad's down the front of the thigh. It's another really big muscle. It can take a lot. Let's go. Up, over, out, in, and down. 2 more. So you're going to really feel that into the quad. You're going to feel your leg really working. It might shake a little bit. That's all right. Let's go other side. Up, cross it over, and down. Last one. In and down. Good. Give the quads a little rub. If you feel a little bit warmer now, bringing it back up again. So we're going to work on the front of our leg first, and then we're going to move around to the hamstrings. So for our quads, we're going to do some easy lunges, and we have a little adaptation if you want to take it a little bit further. So we're going to start with our right leg back. We're just going to drop down, if you can, just touch the ground. So we're just kissing the ground. We're not thumping down and kneeling down. We're just controlling it down, little touch, back up again. If you can't manage that, just come back to wherever feels comfortable for you. You could even just tap back. As long as you keep that front knee bent, perfect. So if we can, touch the ground, and then if you want more, we're going to bring that front knee through. So the full move looks like this. So on the way down, we're working into that front quad. On the way up, we're using the core to pull that knee up. Slow and controlled. You can have your hands out for balance. You can use them to help you. Go at your own pace. We're going to go 10 on the right and then 10 on the left. So let's get ready, set up. 3, 2, 1. Good. So really think about what you're working. Think about that quad and your core. 4 more. 3, notice how my chest stays nice and high, upper body stays straight. 2, last one. Good. We're going to switch over, planting the right leg, 10 on the left. When you're ready, let's go. So you might find your balance is better on one side than the other. I'm a little bit more wobbly on this side. Good. 5, halfway there. Keep pushing. So in the front quad and in the core, we're going to squeeze the glutes a little bit on the way up. 3 more. This is 8, 9, last one, 10. Excellent. Again, shake the legs out. You're going to feel it fired up down the front of the legs, so we're going to give them a little break. We're going to move into the back of the legs. We're going to do single leg deadlifts, or double leg if you want an easier option. So easy option, feet come under hips. We're going to have our legs straight, but not locked out. So come straight and then just relax the knees. So the legs stay straight, but we're not locking out the joints. From here, we're going to hinge at the hip, so we're not bending over. We're thinking about a line right here, and we hinge, keeping the back straight, and we reach down until we feel that tension in the back of the legs, and then we slowly come up and squeeze. So use the hands as a guide, down and up. And by the time you come down to your range of movement, you'll feel the hamstrings start to stretch and then come back up again. If you want something a little bit more tricky, that's going to work your balance, your mobility and your stability, we're going to plant one leg, so we're going to plant the left foot first. We're going to either come back with the toes resting on the ground, hinging and reaching, or we're going to lift that foot off the ground and then bring it through. So either way, so 2 legs together, 1 leg back, 1 leg up, again, 10 on each side. So plant that left foot, let's get ready to go, hinging from the hips, back nice and straight, reaching down in 3, 2, 1. And then you can pull the knee through. This is 2, move back so you can see. So finish off. So really push down through that front foot. Use that as your strength. Good. So notice that the move is really slow and really controlled. There's no rush, it's not a race. If you need to tap that foot down for balance, bring it down. 2 more. Last one here. Whew. Good. So if you've got both feet together, just shake it off and then do 10 more with both feet together. If you're doing single leg, other foot gets planted, so plant the right foot on the ground. Let's get ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Good. So again, we're using those hamstring muscles at the back, and then we're bringing it through into the core. Lift that foot up for balance. This is my wobbly side. Whoop, see, didn't I say? So if you're a little bit wobbly, pop the hand down, pop the foot down. Good, so keep pushing that pressure into the back of the leg, into the hamstrings. Keep that front leg as straight as you can. 2 more. Last one. Good, bring it up, release. Shake those legs out, give them a little stretch. Lower body is done. Good work, guys. Try, grab a drink if you need it. We are going to come into our back and our chest. So quite big muscle groups. Your back and your chest support your shoulders, support your core. A lot of function in the back and the shoulders. They often get forgotten about. They're not like glamour muscles. So we don't tend to focus on them very much. But we're going to start firing them up. So activation. I'm just going to move a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to come onto our knees. So like a knee plank. So we push our weight into the front of the body. So hands under shoulders, push the weight to the front of the body. You can have your toes down or bring them up to support you. Either way, whatever's more comfortable. And we're going to think about separating and bringing our shoulder blades together. So the move looks like this. So we push the shoulder blades together, lower the chest, and then we arch the back and push the shoulder blades apart. So it's a really subtle move, and we're just almost dropping and lowering the shoulders. So we push the chest through and pull the shoulder blades together, and then we drop, pull the chest back and pull the shoulder blades apart. So it's a little push-pull. See how you get on. Once you start doing it, you might kind of feel what I'm saying. We're going to go for 10. So weight comes into the front of the body. Come around slightly so you can see. And we're just going to go for 10. So push and a pull is 1. I'll keep you right. Let's go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. So separate and then pull together. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Good. Bring those knees back, stretch out the back. So you should really feel it fired up right across the main back, the main section of your back, right across the top of your back, across the shoulder blades. And we'll start to work into the pecs as well. So pecs, your back muscles, let's put it all together. Our move, we're going to do push-up lowers. So we're going to bring it right back to basics. We're going to work on lowering our upper body in line, nice and controlled. So again, in our step down, I want you to do this on your knees. I don't want you coming up onto your toes, because then you lose the control over the upper body. And we're not thinking about bashing out loads of push-ups and being really strong. We're thinking about control and function. So hands come under shoulders, knees come down, bring that weight over the front of the body. We're going to slowly lower. I'm going to come off shot again. Let me roll back a little bit. There we go. We're going to lower down to the ground. Upper body hits all at the same time. And then we're going to push back, spring forward, slowly lower. And then come back. So you're lowering down and the front of your body should all kind of hit the mat at the same time. So use that control, nice and slow, take about 3 seconds, and then hit the deck, roll back, push forward. We are going to go for 10. 10 push-up lowers. If you need to come up on your knees instead, come up on your knees. Just try the best you can. Slow and controlled. Let's go. When you hit the deck, push it back and then spring forward. So see how my elbows go back and out? So they're almost on a diagonal. So they come back towards the back of the room and also come out to the sides. Good. Keep pushing through. Try not to let the chest or the pelvis hit the mat first. We're halfway there. How are we feeling? Are we coping okay? Are we managing? 7. 3 more. Good. So try not to rush these last couple. Keep it nice and controlled. Push down through those palms. Last one here. Excellent, bring it back. Bring the hands in, stretch it out. Whew. So, stretch out through the chest. Just release, back in the chest. That is hard work. That is you taking most of your body weight on your hands. The slower you go, the harder it is. Fantastic. We are going to work through our shoulders. So, shoulder muscles. Cover right the way over here. You've got your lats, you've got lots of different muscle groups that control the shoulders. Rotator cuff muscles. You've got your trapezius. Loads of muscle groups, deltoids. So, we are going to start by lying down. And we're going to make sure every single one of these muscles gets a good workout. What we're going to do is, we're going to pop the left knee over. And we're going to release the left hand. So we're coming into a slight twist. We're going to have the right arm out on the ground, and we're going to start almost like a crocodile. And we're going to bring the hand up, and we're going to try and trace a big circle on the ground, keeping those fingers on the ground, and then returning. So we're going to try our best to keep our fingers on the ground and go whole way around our body, and then return. We're going to go for 3 on each side. So starting here, 1 big circle. And if you can't get your fingers on the ground the whole way around, that's okay. I didn't the first time I did it either. Just keep working through that shoulder and trying to get those fingers as close as you can and try and make contact with the ground the whole way around. 1 more on this side. So really activating into those rotator cuff muscles and into those deltoids. We're going to roll over. So we're going to have our left leg straight, our right knee comes over, left arm comes out, so you're ready for your crocodile. And we're going to go for 3 on this side. So draw a big circle. Try and keep those fingers on the ground until you get to the back of your body. And bring it over. 2 more. Nice and slow. Last one. Good. And bring it over. Fantastic. Good. So we've really fired up into those shoulders. We're really taking it through a full range of motion. Ready to work. We're going to come up and we're going to go into our Y, T and L's. So you think about your body being like the trunk of the letter, feet around your hips, nice and tall, nice and straight. We're going to do that hip hinge, back nice and straight, remember your deadlift hip hinge. So we bring it forward, we come into a Y and then we return our hands, so pushing up. So that's our Y. We're going to go 10 of those and then we have T's. So we become T. We bring our arms parallel with the ground and we squeeze into those deltoid muscles. Squeeze, so deltoids right up here. So our T's and then our L's. Come up into double L's. Rotate up, down and return. So we're going to go 10 of each, back to back. So starting with our Y's. So feet under hips. Think about switching on those shoulders, all in the shoulders. Hinging over, 10 Y's. This is hitting your lower traps. Good. Try and keep that core sucked in. Good. 8. And use the shoulders to help push you up and down. Last one. We're going to go into our T's straight away. 2. So squeeze at the top. Squeeze into those shoulder muscles. Good. 6. 7. Keep those arms as straight as you can. 8. 9. 10. Excellent. Our L's. Last one, you can shake off and reset. Do that. Let's go for 10. That's 1. So when you come up, really squeeze up. And we're working our rotator cuff muscles. So back of the shoulders, Covering the shoulder blades. Fantastic. Halfway there. Keep that move nice and controlled. You're going to really feel it starting to hurt now. Keep pushing through. Should be a little sting. 2 more. Last one. Whew. Good. Bring it up. Roll those shoulders out. Whew. Give them a little stretch. Shake it off. Should feel a little bit stiff now. That's fine. Bring your hands up to your shoulders. Just roll them out. Releasing all that tension. Again, that was time under tension. We did 10 sets of 3 back to back with no break. So keep the muscle under tension. Fantastic. Bringing it down. So working our way down the body. We're going to come into our arms, and then after that we've got core and then our cool down. So 2 more body parts to go. We're going to activate into our triceps. So back of the arms, that long muscle comes straight up the back of the arms. We're going to come into a seated position. Feet bent, feet on the floor. Brace that core in nice and tight. Hands come in behind us with our hands facing our body. So facing in, so everything's facing forward. All we're going to do, start with straight arms, is come back, bend the triceps, and then push the weight up through the palms, down and up. So your core stays braced, your shoulders stay down, chest stays forward, leaning and pushing. We're going to go for 10 activations here, so nice and slow. So feet just a bit width apart. You're not really using your feet much, just for balance. All the action comes into our triceps. Let's go for 10. And push. So wait until you feel that tension in the back of your arms. Hold for a second, pushing back up. Good. Halfway there. If you want a little more, you can bring the bum up and put more body weight into the arms. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring the bum back down. Stretch out through the triceps. You'll feel that tension right up the back of those arms. We're going to finish off in our triceps. We're going to flip it around to the front. We're going to come into a tricep push-up. So again, we want you to do this on your knees. We're not taking it up the toes. We're just learning how to control the move and work into the correct muscle group. We're not going to take it too far today. So knees come back. You can do it on your knees or have your knees back and the weight over on the front. Instead of like a regular push-up where your hands are wide, we're going to keep our hands in nice and narrow and our elbows are going to skim our body. So really nice and tight. So hands come under shoulders but they're closer together. So if you're on your knees, bring your knees in and just bring the chest down and the elbows come up. Try not to let your chin come down too much. If you're coming back onto your knees, the weight comes forward and we just push down and then pull up. So the elbows just come back beside the body. You'll feel that tension and then push back up again. We're going to go for 10 here, nice and slow. No rush at all. Hands come in, set your stance. I'm going to come back a little bit so you can see me. Let's go for 10. So notice how the elbows skim the body. If you're on your knees, it's harder to control that, but the elbows stay nice and tight. So don't come out, keep them tucked in, halfway there. Good. You've got 2 more to go. If you stretch out the triceps, give it a little stretch. Last one. Push up. Good. Give me a little tricep stretch. Excellent. So that's a really small muscle, but you put a lot of your body weight into that move. So you really work that muscle hard. So give it a little break. Give it a rest. We have got one more part of the body to do. We're going to finish off on our core. So we're going to activate through that core. So your ab muscles, your oblique muscles, into the lower back. We're going to start with our activation. We're going to come into a low plank. So elbows on the ground, toes come back, nice and low, and we're just going to roll forward and back. Plank saws. So we control the move the whole time. We keep the core tucked in nice and tight. We keep the bum Nice and low, back straight to the ground. We're going to go for 10. So forward and back is 1, 2. You can do it on your knees if you need to. Try it on your toes, see how you get on. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just rocking back and forwards. 8, 9, 10. Good, drop those knees. So really squeeze into that core, really switched it on. A lot to think about there. Activation done. We're going to roll it over, come into dead bugs. So we're on our backs. So press the lower back into the ground, tucking that pelvis under, pressing that lower back. Knees come up parallel, hands come up straight. We're going to drop alternate hands and legs. Obviously your head will be on the ground. And then return, and we're going to go for 20, so 10 on each side. So 20 altogether, 10 either side. Nice and slow. Keep that lower back pressed into the mat, really pull that navel in towards the spine. Let's go. That's 5. So drop the heels towards the ground. If you need to just tap the toe down and keep the knees bent, that will help to protect your lower back. If it's starting to hurt your back a little bit, just take the option. If not, drop them out fully. Halfway there. Your core is going to start burning. That's good. That means it's working. Nearly there. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish it off. Good. Grab under the knees, rolling up. We have got one more move left to do. We are going to do our little full body finisher. If you're here the last couple of weeks, you'll know what you're in for. We are going to come into our bear hold. So, hands and knees. Let me get that dust off my mat. Tabletop position. So we have our knees under our hips, hands under our elbows. We tuck the toes under and we just come up off the ground into a really low hover. So this is going to work. Remember, push pulls. You're going to have to really brace the back to support the upper body. So all the practice is coming in together here. Pushing down through those hands, switching on the shoulders so you don't drop. So toes tucked under, coming up. From here, we're just going to lift a hand, a foot, and a foot. So we go round in a circle. Hand, hand, foot, foot. We keep hitting nice and low to the body. We keep through the core so we're not rocking side to side. Try and keep as straight as you can. That's the challenge. Straighten the body. Try and hold it as sort of controlled as you can. Lifting one at a time. We're going to go for 3 full circles. So hand, hand, foot, foot. 3 times over. See how you get on. If you only manage 1, if you're wobbling, if you have to bring your knees down and try again, that's fine. We're all learning. We are going to come into our bear. Tuck the toes under, so you're coming up on the toes. Let's go for 3 rotations. 3, 2, 1. So just one at a time. Nice and slow. Keep those knees parallel with the ground. Your full body is working. Last one here. If you need to finish off, finish off. If you want to hit all 3, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Keep those knees nice and low. Keep that core braced. 1, 1, foot, foot. And wherever you are with the move, stop it there. Rest, grab a drink. We are going to come into our cool down. So excellent, excellent work today. I'm really, really feeling that. My body is really feeling that workout. We're going to come and lie down. We're going to stretch our toes out towards the ground, hands up overhead. We're going to make ourselves nice and long. We're going to stretch out those abs. So think about flattening your abs towards the ground, opening up through the ribs, really trying to stretch your upper body. So push your toes and your hands away from each other and really stretch those abs. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one. Good. We are going to bring ourselves back into one of those glute rotations. So our left leg stays straight, our right leg bends over. We bring out our hands and we look over that back shoulder. So taking a little twist. So trying to keep the lower hip on the ground, pulling that knee over, looking out towards the back hand, keeping those shoulder blades pressed onto the ground. And then bring it up, straighten the right leg, left leg comes over and we look out towards the opposite hand. So lying glute stretch, shoulders stay on the ground, try and keep pushing that knee over without lifting that hip. Excellent, uncurling, bringing it up, we're going to come over into our child's pose, so knees slightly apart, dropping the hips, bringing the hands forward and just resting through, letting yourself hang. A few deep breaths. So let some of the heat out when you breathe out, let the heat out with your body. And then walk your hands over to the right, so you're coming over that right knee. Hold it here. Keep breathing. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the left, so we're over that left knee. Good. Bring it over and then walk the hands up. Excellent. We're going to stretch out through the shoulders, so stay kneeling. You can kneel down if it's more comfortable, come up into a tall kneel. We're going to bring the shoulder over, holding it above or below the joint, and we're just going to stretch it over. Give it a little tug over. Good, and then bring that tricep up and over, hand in the middle of the back and just push down through that elbow. Stretching out those triceps. And the other side, shoulder comes over, just give it a little stretch. And then up into the triceps. So hand is in the middle of your back and then just push down through the elbow. Really take a nice stretch. Whew. Good. Opening up. Stretch out the chest. Stretch out the back. Just give it a little shake off. Release through the back. Slowly bring it up to standing. Shake out the hands. Shake out the feet. Get that blood flowing again. And give yourself a big round of applause. Excellent, excellent work, guys. That was a really tough practice today. If you managed to keep up, if you managed to do a few more than last time, if you managed to push yourself, learn a little bit about yourself, that is fantastic. I am back on Monday with Box Fit at 10:30. I'll be back here again, Functional Fit. Loads of great classes between now and then. Keep an eye on the timetable. Maybe have some new classes again next week for you. Thank you for joining me. If you have any feedback, any questions, pop it in the comments. I will come back to you and enjoy your weekends. Bye.